Well, boy, you sure? I'm the review who loves to say son of a bitch, the same review who hates.
I'm starting this review off a little different than usual. The reason is because sadly with an MMO you only can do so much in the time you have, and I've only played up to level 30 with one class, a level 10 with 2 other classes, and that's all really I got for the feel of the game. You know, I wanted to try different classes to make sure they're different. So note that this is only really the first half of the game, and I didn't really have time to get through the rest. So take this as almost like a part 1, and hopefully in the future months, I could sit down and review the later levels of the game, or when a new expansion comes out, play that and get to the end and review that all the way through. Anyway, I think I played enough. I put about 20 hours into it, so let's begin with the story.
Part of who you are. Always take him seriously, and I mean always.
This is easily the strongest part of the game. You got tons of dialogue, most of it voiced, and most of it actually interesting. Each class has their own unique story, which is a great addition to the MMO world, and it's usually well told and interesting. The voice acting is a step above what you expect in most MMOs. While not as high quality as something like a Mass Effect game, Bioware still comes through with some pretty awesome voice acting. What was interesting really is each class having their own story, making it unique to start a new character each time. The Jedi story would be very different than the Sith. A Sith story would be very different to a Trooper.
Fixing things is my specialty, kid. I'm nowhere near the fighter you are. I'll stay and get this walker moving again. You'll disable the...
So fans are trying out different classes not only for the feel of a different type of gameplay, but a new story as well. The side missions beyond just your class are also voiced and sometimes interesting, though the meat of the story is each unique individual story of each character. Mine personally was a Sith. I went through his Jedi. I went through his story, and it was unique to, you know, betray people, get a choice of killing people. Doing certain choices will make either Paragon or evil, and it's just really cool to, you know, actually have choices in MMO that never really happened. So the story itself is probably the strongest part of the entire game. Graphic-wise, Old Republic isn't ugly, but honestly, you'll probably want better. Effect-wise, it looks decent. The lightsaber battles are fun and exciting to watch most of the time. The amount of detail put into the world also deserves some recognition. I'd have to say my biggest beef was the amount of detail on the different armors is slightly less than I expected. And yes, I looked at armors like level 50, and they just... not too great, sorry. Well, not the best looking MMO out there, it's still quality stuff, and you'll likely enjoy the look of it. If you care for Star Wars, that is, because it looks like Star Wars. Gameplay-wise, Old Republic doesn't take huge chances. It sticks to what it's good at and kind of leaves it at that. The actual fighting is very similar to, yes, I'm about to go there, you ready? World of Warcraft. Oh my god. Or if you're super anti World of Warcraft, similar to Final Fantasy 11 or Final Fantasy 14. Are you happy now? It's target, go over to the enemy, click all the hotkeys you can, and kill the baddies. Revolutionary, I knew. See, the thing is, though, it's not bad. It's similar. You may feel like you played this type of gameplay before, but it's not broken in any way. I think the positives are also you can solo almost all the missions, meaning people are interested in the story, like myself, can get through it very quickly. You could also team up with a bunch of friends and kill a group of enemies no problem. I mean, it's especially fun watching a group of 4 Jedi fuck shit up, or Sith, since I'm a Sith. The quests for most are pretty interesting, especially the unique ones. Ones like sneaking into a base, deciding if you should kill that person or let him go, and giving you choices is an interesting and fun idea, especially for the MMO world. Sure, you got to like a few generic ones, but Old Republic does mix it up, and that's something that you don't see much. You also got a companion, which is like your teammate. It's pretty awesome to have an AI help you out all the time. It makes missions easier and a lot more fun. Plus, you interact with them, making them like your buddy. Almost a fuck buddy, if you want to go that way. Also, you got space battles, which are pretty cool. They're basically on rail, but it changes up the gameplay, and fuck it, that's fun, you know? Just shooting spaceship. I don't know if that's the sound of a spaceship, but whatever. So it sounds like I like most of the gameplay, huh? Well, there are a couple of issues, but I did enjoy most of it. One is the traveling system can be a bit too spread out, meaning you have to walk. Not a problem, right? No. That brings me to my next problem. Walking. There is so much fucking walking. Even when you get sprint, you gotta walk. It's just a way to extend your playtime. There should be a quick travel system now in MMOs. Come on. I don't care what anyone says. There's no reason to walk so fucking much. It's annoying as shit. It is annoying as shit. I also don't love the fact that you only have one companion. Should be able to have a full party here. The game feels like it could be a single player game. So why don't I have a full party of AI so I don't have to deal with fucking idiots in real life? I also didn't love the combat. While I said it's not bad, it really does nothing new. So when you have games like Terra and Guild Wars trying new things, you wonder why Bioware, a great company, wouldn't try to do something new as well, right? I enjoy my time with Star Wars. It's a fun MMO with a great story. It has quite a few flaws though, and the obvious flaws are MMO world problems. That's what I call it, MMO world problems. Do you like that? The big companies should be looking to try to fix this or make it more fun. The amount of filler is annoying, and you can easily fix these issues. I also believe Bioware and EA, two huge gaming companies, can make better graphics than this. Again, I don't want to compare, but when Terra and Guild Wars are looking mighty fine, come on, BioWare. Still, if you're looking for a unique story in an MMO, look no farther. BioWare has got that down right. It's a fun and interesting storyline with plenty of classes to go through to get all new storylines, on top of having some really fun things like a companion and space battles. It's not a brand new MMO that brings a lot to the table, but it's one with a strong storyline and a lot of lore backing it. Enjoy it for what it is. I rate it a 7.5. It's a good MMO, and I see myself going back to it, just not right away.
Let me be clear. I'm not going to die.
Do not be frightened. Change is nothing to fear.
Before us is a path. Beyond the path is a